Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we have I don't know. We've got Tincup.
Back to Colorado.
Back to Colorado. That's very true. Tincup. This is the 10-year American whiskey. So what Tincup does is they have a sister distillery. Who knew?
Who knew?
They take So Stranahan's is who they work with, and this is a combination of MGP high-rye bourbon and Stranahan single malt, and both of them have to be a minimum of 10 years for them to say 10 years. But for some unknown reason, they then take it and proof it down to 84 proof.
Good for them.
Why are you taking a 10-year-old whiskey and proofing it down to 84 proof? That is something I cannot comprehend. All right.
I know why, because they sat on it for that long. They want to get them
As much as they possibly can.
That's why.
So the top's kind of cool. It comes with its own little shot glass, or jigger, I guess it's probably supposed to be. But shot glass.
Sipper.
Yeah. I can't grasp that. Why you would take 10-year-old MGP. You paid pretty solid money for a 10-year-old MGP barrel.
Yep.
And blend it with some 10-year-old single malt, and then drop it down. I don't know. I don't get it.
How much do you think they lose out there in the barrel?
Because of the altitude? I don't know.
I mean, it does.
Though I will say the altitude is 5,251 feet.
Okay.
It actually says.
That would be interesting to find out how much.
If that's part of the reason.
How much they lose compared to like a 10-year sitting in a barn in Kentucky.
In Kentucky. I don't know. I mean,
So
technically, the air's thinner, right? So it would have an impact.
The temperature, the winters are
Big fluctuation.
Much harsher out there. And the winter or the summers can get really
pretty warm.
Blazing ass hot out there.
But I'm more thinking like the actual pressure.
Yeah.
So the pressure on the outside of the barrel
I'd be curious.
would be less, right, as you go up. And it like thinner air, like they always talk about, as you go up, I don't know. I'm sure there's an impact.
Yeah.
That I can agree. And they use the Rocky Mountain water.
Of course.
To water it down.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly. That's funny. That is, I smell high-rye bourbon and I smell single malt. Is what I like that, like the fruity honey type, like a single malt thing from like Stranahan's,
I just get the rye.
Up at the top is where I get that fruitiness. Yeah, so if they're using the high rye from MGP, that's 32% rye. So that's going to have a bit of a kick to it.
Speaking of Colorado, I have a Colorado
There you go.
I got a Colorado
Perfect.
t-shirt on. Ooh, that's smooth.
I would hope so. It's 84 proof.
No, but I mean, a lot of times ryes can be harsher. You get that on the front, then it's kind of smooth across the middle of the palate. Yeah, then it just goes right back to.
Yeah, I get the warmth, high rye warmth is what comes off of that.
And there's a strong rye aftertaste.
The rye is pretty strong in this guy. They don't tell you how much of the bourbon versus but I think poking around on their website, that's not a lot of Stranahan's. It's more of the bourbon than it is the single malt.
Well, it's a little more expensive with the malt.
Yeah, malt's more expensive.
I would think it'd be more of the rye from MGP.
There is just that little bit of a funny malt note that just shows up, but it's not quite strong enough to do something.
I got the peppery rye, the first nosing. Then after sipping it, I go back. Now it's more of a dill.
Oh, you're going. Yeah, that herbalness.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right, especially right in the middle of the glass. Super herbally. All the dills. We will have to throw out, again, a thank you to Mr. Adam Morgan for allowing us to sample another of his bottles. Thank you, Adam. It's not bad. I like the single malt impact on this is noticeable. I kind of wish they went a little bit more with the malt, because I think that would have mellowed out the rye just a touch. I also kind of wish it was about 10 proof higher. That'd be nice. In the mid 90s would be.
That's a common theme for us on a lot of these. Water it down.
But Yeah, add some more water. Bring it down to 80, right?
82.
I will say you can get hints of the age. Like there's a little bit of burl, and there's a little bit of like a leather and like those kind of notes. But I just think there's so much water added in this. Like it definitely lost its body by proofing it down to 86. Makes me feel like Basil Hayden. Like, they took didn't they do a 10-year?
Yeah, but all their stuff's 80
at 80 proof. Right. But it's kind of the same idea. Like, you take the time to age it, and you're adding all those notes to it, and then you're just watering it way down, and you lose all that.
But being a bean product, like that's their low proof. Because you go to the Knob Creeks,
right?
Everything
it's their low proof, but it's not their low price.
No,
makes no sense. Woo! That got all the herbalness.
Yeah,
wow. Dill and mint.
Yep.
Really strong.
I took a much bigger pull than I was anticipating. Really smooth all the way through.
Yeah.
But I pick up a lot of that. There's another rye I'm trying to think of that, finishes just like that. I actually like it better with water.
It gets a little more on the mint opened up a lot more with the water. I didn't get that much mint the first, drinking it neat by any means, and now it's almost got like there's a little tingle on the tongue, and it's very minty, not quite toothpaste, but that kind of realm.
It's pretty mellow all the way through. I like it better with water.
Ooh, starting to get a little of the barrel note on the nose now. Just a little touch of oak, but it's very herbal. A little bit of a dill, a lot of mint. Totally lost the malt note. The single malt note's gone. This just tastes like a proof down high-rye bourbon.
I got like a s'more flavor. That's weird.
Chocolate, graham cracker, marshmallow? I am nowhere near that. I am not getting that at all. Kind of wish I did.
Yeah. No, it's the aftertaste now that 2 swigs with a drop of water. But yeah, now the aftertaste is sweet.
I am nowhere near that. Nowhere near that.
Not even the power suggestion.
No, nowhere near that. I get a very herbal, minty, high-rye kind of profile, a little tingle on the tongue and the roof of the mouth, a little tingle, and then just like
I got a little warmth.
A decent little warmth that kind of comes down, which is really funny. Adding water to it and proofing it down even more, just a little warmth. It's not a hug by any means.
No.
Just a little, like you can feel that. It's apparent. It's there.
A 10-year, it's mid-50s.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible price.
No, it's not. I mean, for a 10-year, it's not a bad price at all. I would just, man, if that was like just 10, like 96 or 100-ish, that I really think that'd be a much better whiskey and have a lot broader body and profile to it.
Just by the proof, or you think if they proofed it up and also gave you a little bit more, probably the Stranahans?
I kind of would like to play both games.
I think you play both. I think you're probably going to get what you really want. I think if you just jack the proof up,
it's going to go even heavier rye.
I just think it's going to be a much stronger rye.
Yeah, but good.
You're going to poo-poo it.
It's a possibility, but I would love the experimentation.
Yeah.
So this is the second from Tincup. They released a regular one, non-age stated first. They just really kind of started up in 2017, and so it's fine. If you like a lower proof but a higher rye bourbon, yeah, it's all for you. Not necessarily quite in my.
It's not your wheelhouse.
Not my wheelhouse of a whiskey I would pursue.
No, I would drink, but again, I think it tastes better with water.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of water.
It's different.
Not a cube at all.
It opened it up a little.
Just
chilling it out.
A couple of drops of water. We've done both. We've done the other one, haven't we?
I don't think so.
We haven't?
I think we've done the Stranahan that also has like the the guy on it.
Okay.
I don't think we did the regular Tincup.
Okay.
Yeah.
If not, we'll get it. We'll get it.
If we did, it's here. If we didn't, we'll be looking for it.
So, all right. Well, we hope you enjoyed the review of the Tincup 10-year. Again, if you like the higher-rye bourbon, that peppery, that mint, this is probably a good bottle to pick up, especially for the price.
Yeah.
Mid-50s. I don't think you can go wrong there, especially
Not for a 10-year.
for the age. So.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
But yeah, if you did enjoy it, please help us grow the channel. Hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
And subscribe. We're trying to grow. We keep growing. We keep adding a handful of people every week, and we're trying to keep adding more. So we really appreciate it if you would subscribe.
Yep. Well, again, we'd like to thank Adam Morgan for letting us borrow the bottle for the channel.
Yes, thank you, Adam.
And we'd like to thank you for watching this episode.
We'll see you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.